Hi, I'm Vicki Wickhorst, and I'm here today with Jennilynne Coley. And Jennilynne has an organization. Share the name again.
It's called Access Your Genius.
Access Your Genius. I love that. It sounds so cheery.
It's fun.
I think everybody has a genius in them.
Absolutely. That's exactly why I named it that.
They just forget that they have it there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, in talking with Jennilynne before we started filming, I understand that you are a facilitator. So you do sessions, but you also train in access consciousness on the bars.
Correct.
So we're going to talk about that, and then there's something called access bodywork.
Body processes.
Body processes. And so that's new to me. I'm just fascinated. I'm so happy to be here with you today and learn more. Tell me a little bit about why you got into access consciousness and what it is.
Well, Access is basically a set of pragmatic tools, things like questions. There's this thing called a clearing statement, which is basically kind of like an energetic zapper to change the energy, kind of like popping a bubble.
I like that.
There's the bars, and then about over 80 other body processes that can just help with different things. And really, their tagline is empowering you to know that you know. So it's really about getting back to our first language that we're born with, which is energy.
Oh, that's beautifully put. That's beautiful. So how did you get into it?
So I got into Access basically because I've been a personal growth junkie my entire life. I've gone to all kinds of seminars and workshops and tried different modalities and tools and techniques, and I've always really believed that everything that we need and that we have is already inside of us. So I'm passionate about education as well, and if you just looked at the root word of education, it's edeko, which means to draw out. So our education system, thank you. Our education system is a little backwards.
We think we're going to pour it in, right?
Yeah, it's all this pouring in, stuffing down, and kind of a contracting energy, right? That stops that inner genius and drawing out our inner gifts and tools and everything that we already have that we're already born with. And so a girlfriend of mine was in a women's group that I was also in, and she invited me to come and try out having my bars run, and it was right in the middle of a pretty nasty divorce. And I went and I had my bars run, and I just remember like being very peaceful and just releasing a lot of stress. And I started to kind of explore some of the other tools and the questions and the clearings, and I just noticed things started to get a little easier for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and so I just continue down the path of learning more and becoming a facilitator.
Now, as I understand it with bars, mostly that's done on the head, correct?
Yes, so the bars is basically a 60 to 90 minute process where you lay there and really your job is to relax and receive, which is something we don't often do.
Not very well.
Very well.
That in itself is a gift.
Yes, so one of the things that the bars does is actually open you up to being able to receive more, which is actually one of our greatest capacities, right? It's just like taking a breath of air. We receive in the oxygen all the time and we don't even think about it. So it's really opening back up to that ability to receive anything and everything in our lives. And it's a light, gentle touch on the head.
Using reflex points, correct?
There's 32 points on the head, and they are, tied to your meridians, which everything is run off meridians, Earth run off meridians. So by lightly and gently touching these points, it actually activates them to start running.
Does that then balance the brain?
What it is basically is like hitting Control Alt Delete on the computer bank of your mind.
So to reset it to original program.
Essentially, yes, because again, our basic language is energy, and our natural state is to have everything kind of show up with a lot of ease, except that when we start believing a lot of the lies that we're sold and told in different places, we start to kind of contract down and create a life that's not really our life from our thoughts or our points of view. They're everybody else's that we've taken on. And so it's really resetting that and defragging the computer bank of your mind to kind of release all that so that you can start getting happier and creating your life more from what's real and true for you.
That's wonderful. So that's bars. So that's going to help me from my thought process, I would imagine, which affects everything in my health. So what are body processes?
So the body processes are really there to kind of help activate the body to create more in lots of different areas of your life. And so each body process is used for a specific purpose. Like there's one for correcting vision.
Oh.
There's one called an energetic facelift, which if you have it run 10 to 20 times, it can produce similar results to a permanent surgical facelift.
Okay, I'm in for that one. Most American women at my age probably would be. We can find a lot of folks.
And I actually had a client that's not why he came to me. He was having sinus issues, and we did one facelift on him. And I mean, this was a couple years ago, and he told me that he hasn't had sinus issues since.
Well, we carry so much tension. We don't even realize the tension's there.
Yes.
And that's going to cause everything from sinus issues to tension in the skin. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what I think we'd like to do is, do you mind giving us some demos of some of the work that you would do if I come to you as a client?
Absolutely.
All right, well, wonderful. Well, join us in the next video, and we're going to have Jennilynne take us through an introduction to some of the processes so that you'll better understand what you might get in a full session of 60 to 90 minutes. Thank you.